Could be a tough start for Cyclops on the attacking side here. If Liquid are able to lock down, get a 4-2-5-1, it could be a very tough second half for Cyclops if they're trying to hang on. So need to see something special out of them to begin with. We're going to have the operator bans coming in. Liquid will kick us off with a stock standard Thatcher ban.
Nothing too crazy. Not looking at Cyclops and going, right, yeah. In fact, you know what, Tim? I feel they've already made a big mistake.
They've not banned Montagna.
They have not banned the Monty. And for those who don't know, already spoke about him earlier, Annington, for my money, one of the best, if not the best, Monty players that we have got in the world. I look back to, again, the Mexico Major against Team 1 in that eventful 7-2 game on console. He was drop-shotting people with Monty. When have you ever seen someone drop-shotting people with Monty? That's what he can do. You ban the Monty away, he plays Oster and does the same. It's absolutely ludicrous. However, the bans coming through from Cyclops is going to be Nomad and the Kaid, which leaves one more ban to Liquid. Could be the Mirror, most likely to be. It is indeed, to make that downstairs a little bit easier to attack into.
I mean, coming in, Des, you did mention the potential for seeing a little bit of aggression coming out of Cyclops, and they banned the Nomad, so that would play perfectly into that potential game plan for our Japanese side. Heading into round 1 we go then. It's going to be Laundry and Supply, so we'll be straight down to the basement for Liquid.
Yes, indeed it will be. And the question is, how much do they roam? And I like how straight away, by the way, PSK showing a bit of respect here going into the Warden. Because these boys, they run Ying. They'll play the Monty. They'll run all these kind of crazy ops that will just keep you guessing about how you deal with the really high pressure executes they pull off. And Ying, normally one of those ones that you go into. For now, at least, Anaton's leaning in towards bringing along the Monty. They may well find themselves with a 6th pick in towards something like the Ying. The smokes from Twitch for Irrigator may also work some wonders for them. Time will tell.
Going to be setting up down in the basement then. Resets on the Wamai, just going to put that bulletproof camera out in the side of Laundry there. That's going to look in towards Freezer. We've got Nesk on the Wamai, just getting the hatches. And I'm interested to see from Liquid how much of a role presence they have here. Do they get themselves out into the map, or are they going to just try to batten down the hatches down inside of sight and just hold on to things? We're quite used to seeing the LATAM teams playing a heavy Freezer presence. Wouldn't be a massive surprise down there at the bottom of the stairs. Shotgun, just really trying to make life difficult, but for the time being, it looks like there is going to be quite a top floor presence from them.
Yeah, using both of the impacts up on the top floor as well to get rotations through into Pit from Kids and also through Attic itself. So yep, a full map play coming in here. Now, Cyclops do have the opportunity to say, look, we can just force our way through here, right? We've got the Flores to chew away a bit of utility. We can clear out Elbow and then look to push our way in on the downstairs, and they haven't got to worry about taking full map control. However, they've gone for the other side of things and said, right, we're going to try and push into these roamers and see what we can do. There is a mute jammer on the other side of this pit doorway, so Gadarada slightly impeded here, going to blow it out, but then steps out at exactly the wrong time before his gun's ready. 2 quick kills for Liquid, and already they've dispatched this initial entry coming out from the side of Cyclops.
And the difficulty for Cyclops here is, and this is exactly what Liquid are doing, they're just going to drop back to site. Yep. There's absolutely nothing more needed from them. They've wasted a minute, they've taken 2 kills, so now they just drop back. They've got rid of the Iana, they've got rid of the Ash, there's some nades gone with the Iana, and it just gives them so much breathing space. It's going to be very, very difficult for Cyclops from here. 3v5 attacking into basement, never going to be easy. For the time being, Anaton's going to be sending the Rotero drones in from Laundry. He's just going to try to soften sight up a little bit, clear out the utility, try and make a little bit of a path for them to move in, to be able to just even get drones in. He's obviously taken, you know, trying to clear out something, trying to get rid of mute jammers, trying to get rid of anything he can to enable them to get the information.
The only real upside that you're seeing here for Cyclops, I'd argue, yes, you've lost your 2 entries, and that's a lot to lose, but you can still do the job that they could with the operators that you've got left alive. You've got the smokes looking for the execute. You can use the Flores to get rid of that utility that's normally bulletproof, for example. You've got the Habana to open up all these hatches. So between them all, they have got enough resource to pull off a semi-decent execute. The only fear I've got is they've got 60 seconds on the clock in the 3 versus 5, and as we always say, Tim, that clock does become the 6th man the closer to 0 it gets.
It does. It, you know, not only adds the pressure, but can effectively end the round. We saw Palu playing that against XSET, just dipping himself away with seconds to go, keeping himself alive and winning out the round. We've got one Anaton dropping from the hatch potentially. We've got Irrigator just looking to push in from bunker as well. So Cyclops, they're trying to get something organised set up here, but it's going to be very difficult because they're playing into such a numbers disadvantage. Two are potentially going to be looking to take the drop from the hatch. Taro drone, he's not going to do anything. Palu manages to get the kill onto Suzushi. Aigator managing to find one onto PSK, but there come the final two from Nesk, and it was really feeling like a matter of time there as the drops came in, and that was going to be the end of the round. Liquid taking it, and it's 1-0.
When a couple of kills went the way of Cyclops, I was thinking to myself, hang on a second, is there something about to kick off here? But no, Nesk, with that push at the top of Highway, gets a pretty comfortable shutout there. A good first round for Liquid and Cyclops. I know aggression is the name of their game, but maybe being a little bit more patient here, slowing things down, making use of the Monty once more. They missed it in that last round, changed it away at the last second for the Flores instead, but bringing that in, playing behind it, is where I think they'll find a lot of strength.
Going to be round 2 then, as you say, maybe seeing whether that Monty gets stuck around this time for Dorms, and being able to push in. Quite a favourite is to push in through Trophy, playing behind there, try and get a diffuser down in one of the corners. For the time being, at least, he's not going to disappear on that attacker repick. Liquid going to be setting themselves up on the top, and interestingly, Palu is going to be on the Oryx, so we'll see just how much mobility he brings along. He's opened the hatch inside of Kids' dorms, so there's going to be the potential for him to get himself back up to site if he chooses to be roaming around. Resets is going to be the one playing down in security, opening up the ceiling above to prevent any quick pushes in through the double window. And again, I like to see Liquid nice and widespread here.
I think, for the side of CAG as well, they brought along the Lion, right? They're bringing that here gives you the ability to pinch onto those roamers a little bit better when you've got the Monty that can march forward, see where they are, and then you lock them in place with the Lion. As soon as they move, they get pinged. It's very easy to pre-fire them or to put the pressure on. But it does require coordination from Cyclops. They've got to work as a team here. They can't just push in through different sides of the map and hope that they can win a 1v1 or a 1v2 here and there. It's going to require team play, so that's what I'm looking for.
Palu, keep an eye on him. At the minute, he's at the top of Laundry Stairs. He's opened a lot of hatches, and he's given himself a lot of different options to be moving around this map. The first Lion scan will come in. It freezes Palu in place for a fraction of a second, but then he is off again, getting himself up to the top of Laundry. Not taking the drone out because it does tell somebody that there is at least a presence in that area. So whilst it's not being viewed, he's just going to sneak past it and sit himself inside of Armory. Now then, there's a magnet in there that does suck the grenade out of the air, but it will still take down the mute jammer, that was in behind that wall. Anaton just pushing in, as I said, from the trophy door, looking to get aggressive and move in there, make it difficult for the defenders.
Oh, too easy. Straight at the top of White here as well. It's marched past security, and he's now pushing his way inside the site. The Oryx, we have not seen that interaction before at the pro level. Charges into the shield, knocks him off, and then gets the kill. Beautiful stuff coming out from Liquid to bring something back, but there are a couple of kills that are coming as well from Cyclops. Still in the advantage favour of Liquid, but Suzushi and Gadarada have got a lot to say.
Gadarada takes a lot of damage there. That's all he's talking about at the minute. He's going to dip away from the window there, and as you say, Liquid just seem to really be set up for this Cyclops team. There's the Oryx, the perfect counter to the Monte, just getting the job done and clearing him out. 3 versus 2, Gadarada being tentative. Palu going to take a lot of damage, going to take too much damage as it's Gadarada who manages to find that kill. 2v2, and still an age of time left on the clock here. It's not going to be easy for Resets and Nesk to soak up this amount of pressure because it is just going to keep building and building. Resets looks away at the wrong time, and Suzushi's able to take full advantage, get himself in through the window, find a kill, and get back out again.
Keeping it nice and tight here, absolutely. Almost pulled back this 2 versus 3, boys. Just one more to go, and they see the feet. They know where the man is here. They can play this as safe as they'd like. They've got about 35 seconds. They can even move over, if they so choose, to the other side and come pushing in through concrete instead. A flash coming through, not quite finding the man. No way can he find both here as well. On the deck, though! Gadarada on the ground, finds the spray down. CAG, fine round 2.
I can also confirm that CAG are very excited about
It's really hard because we've got G2 versus Heroic, who are screaming at each other. You've got CAG and Liquid screaming at each other. There's just noise every 30 seconds. Someone's still going.
It's getting a bit wild.
I love it, mate.
I'm all about it.
It's a classic like LAN. For those who haven't been to like a LAN before, where you take your own computer and you play for a whole weekend, you just walk into a room and just hear screams and cheers and banter the whole way through. It's starting to feel like that with 4 teams on the go all at once. I love it.
All about it. Nesk was a little bit unfortunate there.
I thought he was going to do it.
He had the shots. He had the shots. He just didn't aim at a prone level, and it was well played. You know, to hit the deck like that and keep himself safe, managed to get that final kill. But Nesk really did have an opportunity to win out that 1v2, and I thought he was going to do for a second. But no, it's going to be 1-1 Liquid. They, however, feel that they can get this one done. They're going to go back up to that top floor, and they're going to try to lock it down again.
I don't blame them. You probably felt like you had the commanding advantage in that round. It was a 3 versus 2. They had the advantage. They just gave it away and would probably put that down to their own tardiness rather than having a bad setup or the site being wrong for them. So don't blame them at all for giving it another go. They win here, they can move straight back downstairs, or lose here, it doesn't really matter. They can go straight back down into the basement and try and avoid those offsites that some teams have a lot of bother with. And the thing is, Tim, I feel if Liquid go and defend meeting at any point, you know exactly what Cyclops are going to play. They love attacking through stage with the Ossa. You'll see Anderson on that operator. My only worry for them is a couple of times in APAC North, they've been caught on the flank with someone coming through basement. They haven't been watching drones, and it has stung them big time.
This could be a smart move from Liquid. They've got Ask all the way up in tier 3 at the minute, and I think the potential here is for Cyclops to try and hunt down Parlu on the Oryx because they're going to know that he's likely present again. But if they go rushing in looking for him and don't properly draw out that top tier, they could find themselves losing players quite easily. But we hear barricades getting pinched out. There goes the Sam Cam, so they should know now that Ask is there, and he needs to be careful that he doesn't get himself stuck up here.
Got rid of a couple of those Sam Cams, actually. One inside the window as well as up in the roof. This one here, though, in a nice spot, just very much directly in plain view, but the side of Liquid not yet spotting it out. Grenade being bounced here upwards as well. Does a lot of damage to Nesk and chips away at PSK. But here comes Parlu. He's up the hatch. And they're going to be aware of him working his way up through green here. Tim, he could find himself a kill or two. Vaulting in through the window. No idea. In fact, that's a lie. Irgator almost finding him, but just not quite managing to connect the critical shots needed.
Not an easy player to get the drop on Parlu as he finds the kill. Gatorada is going to get the trade, though, so that leaves us now in a 4v4. Asker's got himself out of T3, back onto rear stage steps, so he can make it difficult for any potential push. He's going to be looking to get onto the flank. If they try to go white stairs or they try to go armory, he can just push himself through meeting. So again, Ask definitely needing to be dealt with. I'm going to have the drones just going in ahead there. Black Ray on the drones, just droning and guiding his players ahead of him in. It's going to be Black Ray looking to push forward, find those kills. Gatorada, he's just searching for Ask at the minute. Ask manages to get one, and that was badly timed from Cyclops. That's the only way that I can put it. The pings are there, but now he doesn't want to make the challenge. That challenge had to come at the same time, Des.
It did, yeah. I mean, they've gone through drones, they've gone through the sound cams, everything that was feeding them that information on that yellow and red ping was coming from that, and now they haven't got the drones available anymore. So they might have to just ignore him and go direct to site, which appears to be Gatorada's game plan, to be honest. I don't think he's aware of the man that still sat at the top of Freezer stairs, mind you, the one who got the drone earlier on. You'd assume from the team there would be the call of, okay, my drone got shot at the top of Freezer. There is very clearly a guy inside of Freezer. Black Ray getting rid of Ask inside a big tower. A 3 versus 3, Tim. 20 seconds to play. This is when the flank is going to really hurt from Liquid.
It is, and Asker's just wasted so much time. Resets comes in and gets the kill. And what a beautiful shot through onto Anaton, and you feel that this round has been won by Liquid now. There you go, nice and easy. Next takes the last. Gatorada was in position to attack at the same time, and then even if you lose one, you guarantee yourself the kill, and you save yourself over a minute in time that Ask was then able to waste after that point. So really well played by Ask there. Definitely deserves the credit for that round. We're going to move on to round 4. It's going to be Liquid moving down to the bottom floor once again. They're going to be pretty happy with that. They've gone through the first 3 rounds. They've come away 2-1. If they can rinse and repeat, do that again, then they're going to find themselves 4-2 on the half, and I think they'll be feeling pretty confident at that point.
I would have really liked to see them try the Monty for this site. We've seen them do it in APAC when it's available, of course, and not banned away. We've seen them employ things like the Monty for this downstairs site, so why not try and make it work? Instead, they're going for the much more conventional setup here with the Yana and the Finker as the entry. You've got the Buck to kind of do the job of the Hibana, but also still got the Hibana on side. It's one of those that I look at and think there is definitely a world in which you can bring a Monty here and make good use of it. But instead, playing this much more conventional setup means Liquid should be able to play quite a conventional round.
Gatorade are going to be heading in on the Ash. We saw this last time around, a lot of aggression coming in towards the top floor. It didn't really work. Neski tries to take the challenge on the pit door. He's going to take a lot of damage this time. He's going to have to drop away from that position. There was a challenger from double window as well, and that's going to be top floor cleared out much better by Cyclops. They lost 2 men on that push last time around, but Palu, he's going to hang around. He's going nowhere for the time being. The hatch is open through to Freezer. He does have the option to drop away, but he knows that this push might just come through Kitchen, and he wants to be there ready to take the challenge. He wants to find that kill. He wants that advantage before he pushes back to site. The drone goes in and sees him. They know exactly where he's located. Could be a nice nitro position, but no. Cyclops just move away from it. I'm not sure if Palu's just got a little bit of information, a little bit of something coming in to tell him whether there's anybody there or not, because he's just waited for the time being to hold on to that trigger.
Still holding as well. Eventually pulls it out, expecting someone's run across, but not to be the case. So that does a bulletproof up there, for example, feeding that information. They're more likely to have that downstairs to support with information when the push does eventually come through. Blackray's worked his way straight in here. There's the bulletproof, sat at the back out towards the washing machine towards the far east side, just feeding information straight through in towards Freezer. So it will be hard to get a direct push immediately through, but if they can get rid of it with a gun 6, then that's when you might be able to catch Liquid off guard.
Going to be working onto the meeting hatch now. Still plenty of time for Cyclops. If they get that open, they need to clear out pillars. That's going to be particularly important for them. And resets, he's playing quite deep in towards Shaiko's spot by the looks of things there. So still a lot of pieces to this puzzle for Cyclops to unpick, but they do have the utility. They do have the time. They need to start using those nades, though. Need to start getting them in there. That's going to be the first perfectly timed. Thank you very much, Ayagator. Gets the kill onto resets, clears him out of Shaiko, and they can start looking to push forward now. 45 seconds, and there comes another as Suzuki just pushes his way on into sight.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Yeah, Nesk unlucky on the timing that he stepped out here, but it gives Cyclops a massive numbers advantage. Palu and PSK, all that stands between Cyclops and the opportunity to take their second attacking round here on Oregon. They're getting themselves set up. Flash is coming over. Anderson ready to hold down F, but they're so wary of what's going on in Freezer. Now there's one more left alive, coming around the corner looking for the fight. Can't quite connect. Both players missing time and time again, but Cyclops get the closing kills. With 4 men left alive, they take round 2.
2-2 as Cyclops attack basement successfully for the first time. I think we're likely to see Liquid go down there and try it again. The thing is, for Liquid, the roam game just wasn't as successful. That's the difference between those 2 rounds. They had to get back to site within the first minute. They were just really holding on for an awful long time, and Cyclops were able to use that time well to grind them down, finding those nade kills, getting in there, getting aggressive, and it was a nice round, a nice attack from Cyclops.
Absolutely was. Good structure to it and a little bit more composure. I did worry for a while, and I was going to say, well, you guys aren't really being aggressive. You're letting Palu sit in security for, you know, potentially 2 minutes, making life all too easy. But I'm pretty sure that's something going off over on the A stream. I have been keeping slow tabs on it as well. I'm 4 minutes delayed in seeing this, and maybe production can update me, but 6-3 to G2 was the last score that I saw. So as things stand, G2 could be the ones moving up into second in that group and leaving Heroic behind in 3rd place.
Looking good for them at the minute. Certainly a strong performance from G2 over the last couple
All
of
the doubters.
days. Certainly a strong performance. There's a long way to go, though, not just for G2, but for all of the teams here at the Charlotte Major. We're, of course, on day 2 of the groups, and we are not really in a position to be deciding that anybody's going anywhere at the minute. No. I don't think. There's Astralis are about the closest.
Oxygen have already qualified.
Are Oxygen qualified?
Yeah,
I thought Astralis were looking at being the potential first. Oh, well, congratulations to Oxygen.
They are in a group of 3 teams, mind you, so it's easier and quicker.
But yeah, Astralis also very close now. Very, very close to confirming, but they've just got a little bit of work to do against Chiefs. But it's looking good for them.
I mean, I think in the group for G2 and Heroic, DarkZero are on 9 points, G2 are on 4, Heroic are on 3.
So it's going to depend on this game, basically.
Massively, yeah. Basically, DarkZero need to lose both tomorrow.
I love this, where it all starts shaping up, Des.
It's when the gears just start turning in your noggin, Tim, and that's it. You start thinking, oh, think about the outcomes, the possibilities, Tim. What might we walk into? What will the matchups be on Friday? That's what everyone really wants to see.
Certainly do, and right now we're going to be seeing Liquid defend down in the basement once again. They've all been forced back, there's going to be no roam game, and we are less than a minute in. So Cyclops have got plenty of time to work that map, get the control, open the hatches, and again, Liquid going to have to soak up a lot of pressure and try to deal with as much of the sort of verticality. There's not a lot of verticality into Laundry, but nades coming through hatches, that sort of thing, and just trying to cut off those rotations. They're going to have to try to deal with that as best they can.
Nice little drone being caught up there on the jump back across as well. A bit of a freebie for Liquid. No problem at all. You say thank you very much. I don't know if it was a normal drone or a shock drone, but Anaton's trying to work his way down here, collect what utility he can. You've got to be careful of things like the ADS is down there. There's the Banshee just on the side as well. I think they might have just missed it here, but a nade's going to roll down and surely clear it out. That ADS, though, zapping it at the very last second. The Banshee stays.
That was very, very close, wasn't it? Just trickling down the stairs, the nade there, but got within range, and the ADS just picking it up before the damage was done, and that is a big moment for Team Liquid. Another minute has gone now, and Cyclops have not really made any progress down onto the actual site itself. They're not established in pillars yet. They've not moved the players out of there, but that won't worry them too much because we saw them able to do that and push forwards quite quickly last time around. It's going to be the meeting hatch open. Suzushi continues working. Going to make it difficult now for resets to stay inside of Shaco's spot. He's likely to be forced out of there any second when that wall is opened up by the Xkaros pellets. 40 seconds left to go. I think it was Nesk actually playing over there on the far side, but 30 seconds left to go. Cyclops yet to find an opener.
Yeah, resets here. He's the one holding tight, holding this longer angle across into Freezer, with one coming in on the left side as well. So he could be under pressure very soon. Smoke coming through, and now the play should come in. All 10 left alive, at 20 seconds left on the clock. Black Ray finding one before getting traded out straight away. A 4 versus 4. Palu's still holding the angle, but it's Ask who's cleaning up shop there. 2 kills come in. Gadarada looking for what he can. They find 2. Suzushi 1 into a second, but down he goes. It's going to be a 1 versus 2. Sorry, it is for Ayagator. A triple kill for Ask, and they get the close out there. Liquid getting their 3rd round of the half.
It's going to be 3-2 now as Liquid. They've had a tight match so far. Cyclops are certainly keeping them on more of a leash than they did last time around, but they are still taking the lead consistently. It is Liquid that are leading from the front, but that's whilst they're on the defence, and they really need to be taking this next round because we could well see a reversal of fortune once they get themselves onto the attack. It might not be so easy. If Cyclops can get 3 attacking rounds here on Oregon, I think they're going to be pretty happy with that, and Liquid, they're going to be making their last stand up in the domes.
Again, it's the defense for Cyclops that I'm very keen to see and how that unravels, because going back to that game against Team 1 in Mexico, they love getting hyper-aggressive and shutting you down in the early round. Liquid already succumbed to that a couple of times on Villa against XSET, so it could work out the same. I'll say it once again. There are 2 halves to a game of Siege. It might end up 4-2 to Liquid here. It could swing back and be 5-1 to Cyclops in the second. So far, I'd argue both teams pretty neck and neck in terms of how close it is.
Top floor being set up now, rotation open into closet, so that's going to be something that Liquid are going to need to actively defend because a lot of the time we will see attackers try to get in there and open that wall up. They've done the job for them, so they need to make sure that they don't just allow them free access in there. So that's going to tie Liquid up a little bit in a way that maybe they weren't previously. And we've got Palu on the Aruni, which is a little bit of a change as well, because previously we saw him bringing along the Oryx, but that's not going to be the case this time. We've got PSK on the Thorn, so very different setup here from Liquid.
Kind of surprised that Nesk is playing inside a pit at the moment. Normally,
he always does. He always does on this side.
I'm just surprised given the setup they've got, because with half of the walk-in wardrobe open, we look at teams like BDS, right, and they'll play Playday on that rotate. They'll look to kind of stand there, use the smokes to lay inside a master bedroom as often as you can, and then step back through and reinforce it off. But with no one playing that spot, you do risk Cyclops here going, oh, opportunity beckons, and just stepping through that instead of having to worry about getting it opened up. So I'm just mildly curious as to why the choice is for the smoke to play there instead, but Ask is the one getting cheeky and aggressive. The Iana gone, that means no nades coming in from below, and crucially, no big guns pew-pewing your way either.
A little bit too easy for Ask there. Black Ray going in, just unaware. Hamilton managing to find Palu as he was outside of the map there and shuts him down 4v4. That's going to be the EMP blast that's just working in combination with Nest to take down that Rotero drone, and that's the bulletproof cam being put to maximum use, and he's still trying to defend the bulletproof cam there. I'm not sure if the Rotero is going to get it or not. PSK takes a lot of damage from underneath. Ayagator trying for those vertical nades there, unable to connect for the kill at least, and the man don't get excited on top of the hatch. The hatch is reinforced, so he's going to be safe there, and we've got Ass now opening up a rotation, just looking for a long angle there, not able to make another challenge, and still 4v4 at the half.
and still able to play around the walk-in wardrobe. There's been no pressure coming in on that master side from Cyclops, which means for Liquid, it's free real estate. They can sit there and challenge and wait for someone to come up and really cause issues for Cyclops if they do rotate over. So as it stands, Liquid don't look particularly troubled at the moment. Cyclops are the ones who are kind of petering out here a bit, trying to find an answer what the play is going to be. They've got one man playing on the big window, which could be the next point of contention they're looking for. But here comes Ask on the downstairs again. He's already got rid of one man in small tower, and now he's found AG to try and stick his hand in that cookie jar inside a kitchen.
Ask's a real thorn in the side of Cyclops inside of this round, and we've seen him do it previously when he was playing in T3 and Big Tower, and they just can't shut him down. He's won 2 good gunfights there, particularly that second one, and he's just wasting a lot of time. Anaton with a great kill onto Nesk. 3v3 and makes things a little bit easier. Resets is stuck on this rotation in game. He can't move away from there because, as I say, it will just give up too much access into sight, and he's actually going to play an interesting angle here. He might well try to get a look into Trophy, but he knows that there's one on the balcony. Do they know he's there? Is the pre-fire going to come in? He knows that the push is coming. There's everything going off. We've got the laser gate, we've got the razor bloom, we've got the kill from Resets. Ask, PSK, 1 each to finish it off for Liquid, and that's going to be 4-2 on the half, and for what was, for me, an essential round for Liquid to win.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. 3-3 would not have been the ideal outcome, but again, Cyclops just left it too late. You know, you can't do zero work around Master Bedroom and then think, oh, in the last 15 seconds, we'll go and make use of Master. No, because the defenders have gone quite aggressive there in their push in towards it, and assuming even that single wall wasn't opened up there, you don't get much control through Master. You have to force your way into Trophy where you will be challenged from Pit. So it was just a little bit erratic there, a little bit thrown together in the dying seconds by Cyclops in terms of where they wanted their push to come together. Sure, got a kill or two throughout the round, but nothing that's going to trouble Liquid at all. Now we get the switch over, and I'm keen to see if Liquid have got anything sneaky up their sleeves, because knowing Cyclops, they'll have some pretty creative ideas in mind.
As you say, more than likely. We've got, interestingly, on the side of Cyclops, we've got a Bandit. We don't see Bandit too often at all. Going to be used to protect that shield on Elbow and the wall as well. There's a potential for that to be reinforced as well, the rotation next to it as the round progresses, just to protect Elbow a little more if that is left. We'll see whether a rotation's left at the end of the prep phase or not. We've got the Goyo, Gatorado just running around, putting those Vulcan canisters down as well. Going to try and prevent the push from Laundry with that one. It will spill out and cover the majority of that area, waste a good portion of time, and that's quite a good shout actually, because Liquid have been well known for using that Laundry push. Get Parlu down those stairs to the bottom, and he'll just try and hold that off and then push through in the late round, so definitely could be a good call from them.
Couple of C4s and smokes to play with for Denial as well, alongside those Vulcan canisters that do chew through time. So for Liquid, it's going to be making sure they're quite efficient with the clock in this round. To start things off, it's Black Ray Shock Horror being cheeky around Shower Corridor, but goes a bit too aggressive, bites off more than he can chew, and Resets gets the opener.
That's a good start for Team Liquid, exactly what they needed here on the attack. As I said, it's never easy attacking onto Oregon, and Liquid, they could do with a good start to this, get a first round on the board and work from there. Iagates is going to drop himself back to site, and Liquid have dealt with the roam very, very well. All 4 of Cyclops now back onto site and just going to be hauling up, and that's inside of 52 seconds. One has just pushed up Guerrilla stage. It is Gatorada on the Goyo, so he's just going to try to at least add some sort of pressure, but forced back down to Pillar by the drones. He can hear them above him. He knows that the challenge is going to come if he stays there, and so need to just be careful here, Cyclops, because if they lose one more man, could be the end of the round.
I think they've kind of learnt themselves there in a way. A tool being used against Cyclops that they like employing themselves. PSK on the Decay, but you saw the call coming out against Irrigator that forces him to drop away. Very effective for finding out where these pesky roamers from Cyclops are hovering around, force them back onto site, and that's when you can control them. It's like trying to pencil it, or like pen in wild animals here. Anaton looking to poke his head right back around the corner again at the top of Freezer, but Liquid all too aware. The Beast Tamers just watching this doorway, daring him to try and step further forwards.
I love this play with the shotgun on Freezer stairs. I mentioned it from a LATAM perspective previously. It's something that we used to see quite frequently in the Brazilian playbook. But look at that! Resets just blasting through the Toxic Babe canister. Only taking one breath of it, he was moving that quickly, and it gets him the kill at the bottom of Freezer and opens things up. Gatorada decides that it's time to blow that canister and just try to relieve some of the pressure pressure coming in from the bottom of Laundry Stairs. I said it was a position that Palu likes to play, and that's exactly where he finds himself at the minute, just adding that constant level of pressure from that side of the map, just meaning that the focus is always split for the defenders. Liquid going to get themselves into freezer as well. 36 seconds left to go, and they need to get something moving, but they are looking good. However, Aigator with a kill onto resets, 3v4.
Trying to do what they can, but it's already fallen apart here for the side of Cyclops. Liquid, just a bit too much pressure from too many directions. C4 over the top means absolutely nothing to Nesk, who gets the shutout. Liquid well and truly on a roll. And Tim, it feels like we might be having a repeat of the score, but he took that risk and it paid dividends. Now, on the side of Liquid, they had that to KB in the last round. They're not bringing it here. That was excellent from them to control those roamers. For me, that was the big thing that really shut Cyclops down. They didn't have a mute on side to deny it away. Anderton, though, said, right, guys, look, I played without Monty for much of this. Please don't take Clash away from me. Now gets the chance to play with a shield-based operator and try and slow Liquid down. But Tim, I'm slightly concerned at the coordination we've seen coming out of Liquid so far. Bringing in here some more roamer hunting capability. The KB or the Lion yet to be seen, but they do want a way of shutting down those more aggressive players on the side of Cyclops.
As you say, the Clash, we've seen it countless times from Anaton on those rear stage stairs. Very, very capable at holding players off. My concern for the use of the Clash here, really, is that Liquid didn't play in a way last time that would really play into that Clash. You can maybe move Anaton into freezer, but that's about the best you're going to get. But all that Liquid really need to do then is open the hatch, and they can deal with that.
I love the respect to that early EE1D, by the way. Like 2 or 3 seconds into the round, as soon as able, PSK has pulled that trigger. And the thing is, people do this in ranked and you go, why have you done that, you idiot? Why have you done it so early? The thing is, against Cyclops, it's genius. You know full well, again, they will try and throw themselves out of windows or out of doorways at you. So what's the best counter to that? Either you sit and wait and just let them deal with that aggression, you wait for the someone is outside alert. No, what you do here is call in the EE1D. If they are going for the run out, you have an immediate response and can take the gunfight against them. Just a lot of respect being paid to the Japanese side.
Resets has got himself inside quickly again. He knows there's somebody in security, but I think it was Aigator potentially. He's going to drop the hatch back into freezer. Palu, very thorough drone in there all the way from tier 3 downwards, so he's going to know that Big Tower is clear and likely to find Anaton at some point in the near future on that Clash on rear stage stairs. We've seen it countless times, we've seen how successful he can be there, but is he going to get any joy this time? Because like I said, last time around, Liquid did not even touch the rear stage area.
Absolutely not. Here they are, they're trying to be really aggressive on this bottom side and doing what they can. Resets again. I just feel like he's the animal tamer here, Tim. He's the one always standing there getting sure, no, you guys are staying downstairs, you're staying in freezer, you're not allowed up the top. Keep your head below the parapet and doing a wonderful job of it. And without the ability for them to push up and roam aggressively, once they could have kind of locked down the big tower stairs, looking in towards lobby as well, they just know that Cyclops are penned in downstairs and can't really do so much. It's like a caged animal. They can't really break out of it there. They are well and truly contained and controlled by Liquid.
Liquid going for a little bit of a rotation here. Palu on Zafir looking to move into bunker, and he's going to be supported by 2 more bodies as Ask and Resets move their way over there. The Gemini decoy is going to go in, just having a look at what's going on at elbow, and that is where Anaton now finds himself on the Clash. Can he be dealt with? The Goyo, the Vulcan canister is going to just be detonated for the time being. That's going to erupt and just try to slow things down. And Liquid, they're going to end up running out of time if they're not careful here.
That is the issue, yeah. I mean, you've got about 60 seconds to play with him. That first canister went off now. So with it lasting, what, about 17 seconds or so, it will go through. But as soon as it's about to time out, what do? They drop a smoke straight on top of it. Another canister going down just outside of E-Box. The last one is in Pillar as well, which they won't be able to burn through here as Anaton slowly steps his way back. But here comes Resets, trying to find what he can. It's Aigator to find one, Suzushi into the next. This Clash is being so obnoxious on the doorway, there's very little they can do. As he's penned in the corner by himself, they're looking for the feet, Tim. They will finally be able to take him down. Now it's a 3 versus 3. 15 seconds to go, and Liquid have got to push aggressively.
Palu recovers the diffuser, so they've got the option of getting that down on the ground. The challenge continues to come in, but damage done to teammates there. Aigator down on the ground. It's a 1v1. Can Palu find this kill? He needs to get himself inside and get that diffuser down, but no, he's going to run out of time. And Cyclops are able to just hold on there at the end, and boy, was that close for both sides.
Just holding on there, absolutely. The Goyo, man, it's very rare you get to see it have such a massive impact so clearly as well there. The 15-second slowdown initially trying to push him from onto tarps. Then the one inside of E-Box itself. They had the one inside of Pillar 2. Just all running down what looked like tons of time when they were sat at the 60-second mark, down to almost nothing through a combo of those Vulcan canisters and the smoke canisters coming out at the same time. Really good stuff from Cyclops and showing that composure to hold on there towards the end. The thing is now, Tim, they've got to go to a site they haven't yet played. It's up on that top floor. And you know full well Liquid once again are going to stick towards more roamer hunting, but likely also looking to play with some grenades from below, given they've now got 6 on side with Iana, Sledge and Finker all in the lineup.
Really well played from Cyclops, as you say, to hold on there. And it just looks like they might have, well, they already do have, but they might be able to hold on and get an even better scoreline than they did yesterday. They're going to try and keep competing here. But Liquid only need to find 2 rounds. That is going to be the big problem, potentially, for Cyclops here. So if they can get this one done, it puts them in a much better position, because it puts them on 4. They play their off-site, which let's arguably say Liquid win. That takes them to 6, but then it gives them the opportunity, Cyclops, to go to Laundry and go to Dorms again, which would then lead us to that potential of overtime if they can hold down their primary and secondary site. So this is a very important round. If Liquid are able to take this one away from them, then you start feeling like it's likely to be over for Cyclops. Gatorado, one to keep your eye on. He's on the frost, he's down in basement. Will Liquid pick him up?
I do want to give a quick nod towards some really smart re-picking here coming out from Liquid 2. Resets moving over to playing on the Flores, and they rotated back through to make sure they still had the Iana and the Finker. The main reason for that is because they were in and droning, and they've seen 3 potential shield operators on side here. The Warden, the Smoke, and the Frost. All 3 have got shields in back pocket, and the Aruni has got a bulletproof. This is like the dreamland, really, for Liquid here. And a Flores, Resets is just frothing at the mouth there. It's watering over like he's seen a wonderfully delicious meal, because there's so much utility to him for him to chew his way through.
What a great shot from Ayager today. You got to give him a shout.
Yeah.
He downed Palu up on the roof, but just the reaction and the accuracy of it to hit the shot at that range was absolutely fantastic. Palu back up onto 20 health is going to be picked up and back in the fight, but great play from Ayager, and it's certainly going to leave Liquid worrying about that big tower area as they try to continue mounting the attack. It's all going to be coming from the master bedroom side for the time being. Resets is going to be sending in the Rotero drones, looking to clear out the utility inside a site. Is he going to lose it? No. Nobody able to do anything about it. That's somewhat of a surprise. And Palu, from beyond the grave, gets brought back to life and then finds the opener onto Blackray.
Oh, they've managed to find 2 big kills here. Blackray going to be kicking himself that he didn't see that Flores drone coming through either in a spot to shoot it out before it hit the bulletproof, but no, got double duped out by the drone hole, and that's that. The information gone, the shields falling apart, members on Cyclops falling by the wayside. And Tim, again, you can't afford to kind of get it wrong once and then correct second time rounds, else Liquid will get over the finish line, and that seems to be exactly how this round is going. Only 60 seconds left, but a 5 versus 3, I think everyone's favouring Liquid.
I think Nesk is well aware that there could be the potential for a flank here, and he's certainly sat watching as the player moves through. That's going to be it. Is Nesk going to chase that down? He's just concerned about being pushed from white side as well, but no, he's just going to leave the Aruni to go back, and PSK uses the Gun 6 to open up the barricade quickly. 2 kills come in. Anaton and Ayager, they level things up 3-3, but Resets is able to find Anaton in a trade. 3 versus 2 with 30 seconds left to go. Diffuser down on the ground though, and that's going to need to be collected by Liquid if they're going to go in and have an opportunity. But Nesk using every drop of his experience there to find the feet of Suzuki, knowing the angle was available. Resets has got the diffuser and is going to be putting it down inside a site. It will be successful, and that is the first plant that we've seen go down in this matchup. Ayager trying to move back, but that laser gate is actually working against him. Nesk finds the kill, and the reason that the laser gate was a problem there was that every time he went near the door, it drops away, and it's just an alarm, a visual signal to Liquid as to when that push is going to come.
And audio, because you get that little zap as well when it turns off. So if I look at it, it's just sit, listen, and watch. It's easy peasy for him to close things out from there. Again, a little bit of I think a bit of a spat of confusion in the early round, really, out of Cyclops. Losing those 2 members, losing shields, losing the bulletproof, really uncontested. Just not anticipated at all by the side of Cyclops. And here, by the looks of it, we might be going down into what looks to be meeting and kitchen, Tim. Now, I said back in the first half, if Liquid step down there, you will see Ossa coming out of the other side. That is, without a doubt, absolutely the game plan. We're seeing things in reverse here, because where Liquid in this half have bought things like the Decabi and the Lion to hunt down the roamers, they're also looking potentially at looking in towards something like the Ossa. I'd be really surprised if the Blackbeard sticks, to be honest with you, but give it time, we'll see what they commit to.
This is a brave side, Des.
It always is, yeah.
It's a brave side to be taking at 6-3 when they've got dorms available. They could try it again. I know they've just lost it. It's not an easy call to make here. You know, you go back to a site that you've lost or you go to your third choice site. But that's why I said the last round was so important. And Liquid winning that could well have just got themselves 3 points here because Cyclops are now up against it. There is no mistakes. They're going to have to win 3 in a row, and that is just to take them to overtime. Liquid are well prepared for this, obviously using the attacker repick as well. They've got the thermite gridlock. They've got everything that they should need. They haven't brought along the Ossa. That's not something that they're going to try to play in behind. So be interested to see how this attack shapes up.
Yeah, the gridlock's the interesting one. You very rarely see a gridlock these days. Does normally wield the LMG, but not the case of PSK. Instead going for the AR alternative, but has the smokes in back pocket as well as the ability to lock down some of those flanks. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about that because chances are you're going to see those gridlock tracks thrown down towards the basement and likely up towards the top of Big Tower as well, because that is where the flanks often come from when you're trying to execute through the stage wall. But if you try and put too much reliance behind those, we've seen teams really try and rely on nomads, claymores, you name it, and teams just always find a way to work through it. So they've got to be really careful here, Liquid, that they don't get too confident on those tracks doing the job for them, as that is when Cyclops will take the opportunity to really capitalize.
Gatorada in what is quite late preparation there, just going to finish off reinforcing that top attic wall. Resets manages to take Anaton down for a big start for Liquid, and that could be one step towards a perfect 6 points out of their 2 games here today. We're going to have Ask on the thermite ready to open up the wall here. He's just waiting, I think, for the support to be in place so that once that's opened up, if there's anybody present, PSK can be ready to take shots onto them immediately. Ask moving downstairs, he'll then get the second wall open, and that's going to give Liquid everything they need to start thinking about getting in and getting a plant down.
Absolutely. Normally you'd see a Maverick go upstairs and just open up a thin line for you so you could hold kind of on the lip of the stairway and see through the length of attic with only the thinnest line being opened up. Makes it a bit harder for the defenders because they can't fully rotate their way through attic that way. With it being open, they absolutely can. And I mean, Gatorada, you're running in front of an open wall, mate. What did you expect to happen?
Suzuki able to find the trade there onto Resets, but a lot of damage been done now. Resets' work mostly done. There goes the nade, not going to find a kill. Ness just trying to get cheeky. He's going to take a little look into kitchen, knows that there could be a threat of a flank coming through green, and Blackray, he is in danger here. I think if he tries to push forward, he's just going to hold on for the time being, but you can see that Liquid are well aware that there could be the potential of aggression coming in through attic, and Ask has actually pushed himself all the way down to kitchen here. There could be an opportunity for him to get the diffuser down. Palu goes in and gets an essential kill. He's going to be on the cover, taken down from above. Blackray needs to go now, though he can't stop the plant going down. 2v2, 2v1 as Ask comes off that diffuser after the successful plant and finds the kill. 1v1 Suzuki versus PSK. It all comes down to this. Cyclops need to keep fighting, need to keep themselves in this if they want any hope of points, and PSK very smart deploying the gridlock track stingers there just to give that audio cue if the push comes, and it does.